In the UK, 43% of people own or have access to a bike. Of those, around 8% use their cycle 3 times a week or more. That's about 3 million people on a bike, on the road, every week. Some of the figures relating to cycling give cause for concern. In 2011, there were 107 cycling-related road deaths in the UK. In 2012, that figure increased to 118. That's a 10% increase. As more and more people are turning to cycling, I decided to investigate what happens in the Greater Manchester area and look at whether there is any impact upon data when we examine the difference between enforcement and education. At Eccles Police Station, I spoke to the head of the Serious Collision Investigation Unit, his Traffic Department, Inspector Paul Rowe.
The one thing that hasn't dropped as much and in certain areas has gone up has been the injuries and those killed on pedal cycles.
PCSO Gareth Walker is working hard to educate cyclists in Manchester.
Operation Grimaldi was set up 11 months ago, part of Operation DICE, our Greater Manchester Police Road Safety campaign, and what we looked at was cycling offences as well as motoring offences, and what we're looking at the key areas such as cycling with no lights, cycling through red traffic lights and not conforming to pelican crossings, and also cycling on the footpath.
Out on patrol, officers identify offences being committed. One of those stopped tells his side of the story.
I think it's a good thing to do. I'm obviously a bit annoyed that I did get caught without lights. Usually I do actually have lights, and that's quite a common excuse. But I just bought a new bike, so haven't quite fitted them yet. But yeah, cyclists should all have lights, to be honest. So it's probably a good thing. I mean, we need to improve road safety in Manchester. I think there's a lot of other areas which need to be improved, as well as this. But it's a big area, and getting cyclists to wear lights.
Once they've got that ticket, they're then given an opportunity to come to one of our sort of training sessions where we will actually, I think, outline the dangers that they could possibly be putting themselves in.
What do you think a magistrate would say if they saw this video?
Yeah, my thoughts, I thought it was quite useful actually, sort of opens my eyes a little bit. I think everyone knows the content, but it's good to sort of have your eyes open to it, maybe with some real life examples, and I think basically I'll just make myself sort of not be so impatient. Usually that's what most cyclists are, just impatient, that's why they go through the red lights or whatever, so yeah, I think that's, and I'll make myself more patient and, get the kit and everything, so yeah, it's just very, very helpful.
So what would make cycling safer?
My safety tips to any cyclists out there is make sure that you read the highway code, make sure you cycle within the parameters of the legislation, so be visible at night and during the day, put a high vis on, wear a helmet if possible, please don't wear your headphones in because that distracts you and takes away your hearing, make sure that you comply with all the traffic legislation, signs including traffic lights and pedestrian crossings, also making sure that you don't cycle on the footpath.
Be seen. In other words, put lights on. If you've got lights on your bike, there's nothing to stop you leaving them on and having them on during the daylight. A lot of cars have daylight lights on now, just so that they get noticed. And be aware, defensive riding. Be aware of what's going on around you.
It would appear that the police are doing what they can to educate cyclists and to prevent accidents across Greater Manchester. Although enforcement is one option, cyclists do appear to be benefiting from getting a greater understanding of the law during awareness courses run as part of the Drive Safe campaign. Improved knowledge would appear to go hand in hand with a reduction in cycling related incidents. Anyone wanting to know more can visit the Drive Safe website at www.drivesafe.org.uk and click on the Road Safety, Publicity and Resources link.